I mean, you know what? If you're fighting for the money, you're already in it for the wrong reasons, especially coming up as a local pro. But no, I think winning an amateur championship is important, especially if you've had a few fights to get there. That's the route I took. I won. I fought a few times. I won an amateur belt. Coach said it's time to go pro. Fought as a pro a bunch, won a professional belt, made it to the UFC. So I mean, there's a pretty clear-cut path, but you just got to have consistent wins. You got to learn from your losses if you got them. And I don't think anyone should rush to go pro because that record stays there forever. Eduardo and Anaya coming out of Metro Fight Club, and they are one of the most consistent, active local teams here. Yeah. Jacob Silva, the 125 Fury champion, Leomana Martinez, the 135 champion, coming off a win over Ricky Trujillos, who was one of the best guys in Houston 135 for a very long time. This is a serious gym.
Adrian Yanez,
yeah. I believe he's fighting tonight against Warren Stewart. Stewart got a lot of fights as a pro. He's on a bit of a losing skid. But still, a pro fight, dangerous nonetheless.
A guy who's had a lot of experience, more experience than most guys will ever have.
Yeah. It's a very worthy final amateur fight before the pros get started.
Yeah,
both these guys experienced, skilled, come from very reputable gyms. Keron's one of the guys, get maybe like two, 3 amateur fights that make that jump up to pro. He takes this pretty serious, and I'm sure his opponent here in Eduardo Anaya does as well. He comes from such a strong gym.
I think Saul Solis is a lot like you. If he's going to let you fight, he doesn't want you going out there and embarrassing him. If he's putting his name on you, you better be ready.
Yeah, they just set a standard, a strong standard. He's produced, a lot of amateur fighters. I'll tell you, Keron does seem to be the bigger 135er here.
Oh, no doubt. He doesn't look like a 135er.
No, he doesn't. And I'll tell you, when I trained with him, he could stand toe-to-toe and box with me and do well. This guy's got some good striking, good boxing. Such high production value here for these shows. You don't see this very often with local shows. Again, Eric Garcia just always doing an outstanding job.
And this is, the production with his shows has grown a lot over the years as well. It wasn't always like this.
No, sure wasn't. Already Anaya using some solid kicks.
Boy, catching those kicks is always risky because if you catch it with 2 hands, that means there's nothing to cover your face. Did the job, though. He's in close, which I'm guessing was his goal.
Yeah, Anaya with a deep underhook. He's got a body lock locked up. Keron with a strong whizzer in, though, and that whizzer will protect his back, at least from being exposed.
Yeah, Anaya looks like he was trying to trip him down. Nice balance there by Reed.
So in that dominant side underhook trip, or attempt at least. Keron peppering him with little shots, keeping his balance well. You know, this is where the size advantage can come in. It can just be a little more taxing for the smaller man to really try to take down the bigger guy.
What's Anaya need to do differently in that situation?
You know what, this is some pretty technical pummeling. You know, it's hard to really get over on somebody, especially when the match is even. You know, Keron just hitting an over-under body lock takedown right to mount.
And now giving up his back is Anaya.
Keron staying patient, you know, not looking to punch and losing position. This is good patience for a guy with only one fight. He does need to look to step to get that left hook in, though. Yeah, Anaya could turn into him, and Keron could lose the position. It's about to happen.
Well, he's
got
trying to fight back for it. Yeah, I think it was weird for him. He was sitting on his leg against the cage. I don't know that he could have gotten it out if he wanted.
Okay, there we go. Keron looking to stabilize. He's a little high. Just get those hips low. So it'll be rare to see. There's that Solotov stretch. It's essentially a banana split knee bar if the guy on bottom stands up. Out of position now for it. Keron, you know, doing a good job, focusing on position. You know, Anaya staying active.
Swinging hammers here.
Oh,
nice
wow.
reversal by Anaya.
Again, that's how you control the chaos. That was great.
Yeah, it was.
The chaos of a scramble, ended up on top.
It's got to be tough to stay calm in that situation, and he did a good job. Avoided falling into the triangle as well, which was close.
Yeah. Keron playing an open guard game, which shows he does not want to stay on his back for too long. Anaya looking for some open palm strikes.
That's one thing I think is sort of, as MMA has evolved, almost nobody's willing to play a closed guard game in MMA. I mean, it's almost always get up.
Keron with a quick get up and a strong one too with some bad intention.
Yeah, that's a close round. A round that looked like it was going to be one-sided, and like you said, how you finish the round is important. And Anaya did a good job of finishing that round on top.
Yeah.
Competitive round, good.
You know what? I got to give that round to Keron simply because he had a more dominant position in the back than Anaya did in just the guard.
I think that's fair.
A strong pace, but nothing these guys can't maintain. You know, Anaya even standing up, taking some insight from his veteran coach here in Solis. Anaya with the more traditional martial arts looking styles, quick stance changes, leading with a lot of kicks.
Oh, nice entry on that takedown.
Yeah, I think he did some studying and no, Keron had a good sharp 1-2.
That was impressive.
Slipped the right into his shot, and he's got top position for it now. And that's good fight IQ right there. Keron looking for a Kimura there from that bottom half guard.
And Keron making it tough to pass as well. It'll be hard to Kimura while he's got the hands locked. And now, trying to work to the back.
You know, he actually he scooted back to the cage. He wall locked up to his feet. It looks like he's going to use the cage to perhaps pry his opponent Anaya off of him.
At least keep him off of his back. Maybe force him into the body lock that they were in earlier.
Yeah. You know, he separated his hands. He's getting a good angle. It looks like Keron properly stood up. He's got to fight the hands of Anaya here.
Anaya goes for the choke before setting it up. Yeah, that's maybe a lost opportunity there.
Very hard to finish. You know, Keron pummeling well. Yeah, these guys both did their training, and then Anaya with an immediate underhook return, turning him back on the cage.
Good job reaching down, grabbing that leg when Keron picked it up, and yeah, uses it for a takedown.
And on a single. This is textbook, MMA technique here.
Yeah, this is really solid amateur fighting. High-level stuff here for amateurs.
Yeah. This is where their time on top is going to start to really clock in. Anaya's winning this round, strictly off of the takedown in the top position. Doesn't have much damage, but is definitely controlling this fight.
Oh, and he's done a good job of not letting Reed do any damage to him this round.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been on the defensive the entire round. Slowly advancing. Oh, there's a mount.
Anaya, yeah, with a patient pass and now a heavy mount. Keron making sure to keep good connectivity. He's not giving Anaya that range to land any big shots. Anaya looking for a head and arm choke setup, perhaps.
Good reversal by Reed. That's just physical strength.
Man, I don't like to say it, but it's essentially too little too late in this scenario. I think he's lost this round. Oh, finish strong.
And finish is strong, but yeah, I think we're going into the third round 1-1.
Keron just got warned by the ref to make sure to listen to his commands.
I think in the NFL there would have been a penalty flag thrown for taunting there after the round. I think that's what the warning was from the referee. Anaya looks really calm, really composed, and there's some heavy breathing going on in the other corner here with Reed. Mouth open.
Yeah, Keron had some fans, and they were doing some trash talking his opponent. That is so unnecessary. Promoter Eric Garcia is coming, and he's setting these guys straight. There's a lot of professionalism, a lot of respect here in this mixed martial arts community, and we intend to keep it that way. I'm glad to see action being taken there. That's also Keron's duty to make sure his crowd knows to maintain the respect. I've dealt with that a few times coming up as a younger pro in my day as well.
You ever had to deal with a really disrespectful opponent?
Never really an opponent, but it's usually the crowd of the opponent.
Yeah, not on the level that I had to deal with.
Slightly more measured attempts of striking here.
Yeah, these guys both, I think both guys are scared to make a mistake here now because
there's a lot on the line. Whoever wins this round essentially wins the fight.
I'd say that's almost a lock. Ooh, big right hand by Reed.
See Keron doing a little more counter punching here now, which seems to be sharper. I think he should really get to using his jab. It's such an underrated punch in MMA. I've broken a lot of noses, bloodied a lot of noses up using a good jab. After maybe like the 5th or 6th jab landed, then the damage really starts to take a toll, much like low kicks. Jab's a far less threatening strike to throw.
If I'm like Anaya, I think I'm looking to get this thing to the ground again because after the success he had in the last round. Good job keeping his leg on the outside by Reed. Anaya wants to pinch that leg between his knees. It looks like he's going to try to switch to a double. Good job by Reed of fighting the hands, not letting him get behind his legs. Lot of effort right there by Anaya that goes wasted. Not getting that takedown. You pick a guy up off both his feet and you can't get him down. That's a lot of energy.
The energy spent, Keron heavy hips.
Yeah, Anaya needs to be careful that he doesn't, being so desperate for a takedown doesn't turn into him falling down on bottom.
Or burning himself out and then separating and then getting beat up. Keron's looking to separate. Keron needs to be very calculated.
Oh! Caught with the front of his foot and not the heel, so not as devastating as it could have been, but still a nice strike there. Keron Reed. But I think he does need to avoid this takedown. And yeah, he's doing a really good job with the whizzers there, the underhooks moving.
If he can get so that reversal there is called the submit mixer. OSP in the UFC are really good at using that move. This round's almost over. This
has been a weird round because there's not been a lot happen.
No, you know, this could also go back to the fans of Keron. If a judge sees that, they're gonna have negative connotations.
Yeah, this is a really tough round to score. I mean, I think Keron had the best moment with that kick.
You know,
I don't like what Keron's doing right there.
He's taunting him. He's trying to bully him after the fight. You know, if I'm a judge and I see that and the fight's close.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this behavior. Yeah, security down to the front. Sort of an ugly ending here. Some shenanigans in the crowd. A lot of taunting. Not how we wanted to finish up this amateur portion of the card. Alex has gone over to play peacekeeper. Eric Garcia over there trying to keep things cool. A couple people being removed by security.
Last thing we need is somebody throwing a punch at you.
Man, I hate seeing that. That's, you know, in the older days of Houston MMA, before it was less established, that happened a lot. It has not happened in a long time.
It was frustrating then. It's almost embarrassing now.
Yeah. You know, and I knew one of those guys who was a training partner of Keron's, and I was just trying to get him to get there less. Yeah, they may have just disqualified Keron. Oh, maybe not. There we go.
Scores the fight 29-28 for Eduardo, Anaya. And Judge Chance Williams scores the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Keron.
Oh, man. We're going to take a 10-minute break. Hey.
10-minute intermission coming up. Keron Reed gets the win.
Yeah, he needs to talk to his boys quick.
Well, honestly, he needs to talk to himself. His coaches need to talk to him. He was instigating a lot of it himself.
Yeah.
I mean, really not what you want to see.
And then, man, they're just talking trash to like 4 professional fighters, Colton England and freaking Leomana, who's a killer.
This is what happened. When people come to fights and they get a few drinks in them, everybody thinks
Yeah.
they know how to fight.
Yeah, they don't know.
And they don't understand the people that they're taunting.
Just sleep. I know, man. I know. It's a rough one.